Is it possible, like, I think about, like, the correlation to the music industry where it's like, yeah, you could be an independent artist nowadays and, like, make a good living if you kind of have a good fan base and you get your merch right. Is it possible to be an indie wrestler and kind of exist on the fringes of the industry if you're not in one of the two main companies?
Yeah, the Young Bucks did it for years.
Because, you know, there's like the ProWrestlingTees.com, people sell merch on there, and there's
the Young Bucks like blew that whole industry up out of the water. Like back in 2015,
I might pop up in New Japan, might pop up and do a show.
Ring of Honor,
yeah,
right? They'll pop up
yeah.
and still sell like 2,000 shirts at PWG out of boxes, not by the ring.
Right.
And then, like, you know what, maybe we'll just go to the UK because we've deprived them of our presence in their matches for so long. Let's go over in the UK and do a tour with Kenny.
Right.
Let's bring Kenny and the Elite over there. I was on those shows. I wrestled them on those shows, and they sold out.
Crazy.
I remember they sold merch from the start of the show all the way up until past intermission while the matches were still going on. People were still in lines buying shirts from them, and we had to face them in the main event. 3 matches.
That's crazy.
3 matches.
Yeah.
They were still, because they were selling merch the entire time. Like, y'all, like, people don't understand. Like, y'all take the Young Bucks and these guys for granted. Like, these guys were already doing that in like 2012,
right?
2013. I was on shows with these guys. I was like, that was a time y'all had to be there. Like, you know, like there was like they were getting like their shirts sold in Hot Topic.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, and
things like that, like the Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm.
You know, AJ Styles with them, Finn Balor. You know, like Candice LeRae got a shirt from them.
It's so crazy if you think about the Bullet Club and like how iconic that logo has become and how it's changed and like people have used it for like and it all started as like the wildest indie, you know, faction probably ever.
Yeah, like, man,
and all the people who came from it, and
they were on the indies, making 6 figures, bro.
Crazy.
Off of independent wrestling, just like being able to like wrestle when they felt like it, wrestle whoever they felt like it, wherever they felt like it, and like could just like run the dollar up like crazy. It was just like that was a phenomenon. It was just like, man, that there is a way to make a living and like not have to be in these places to really like buy a house off of independent wrestling is insane in California. Crazy. They were living.
Tell me about the grind of wrestling, because I feel like it is the most. I mean, you guys don't get a day off, like in terms of like you know, there's no off season in wrestling,
right?
This is every week.
Well, like people want to be a wrestler until they see how much they get paid and the entry level of things,
and then like the level of work where it's like, yo, this is your like. You know, you might have a day a week where you can fly home and see your family and hang out, maybe 2 days. Like,
I haven't been home in like 5-6 days just now, and that's not that crazy. But like on pay-per-view weeks, it does get a little nuts. And then I'm home for like a couple days, and I gotta go back on like, and I have other ventures too, so I got to be in like New York for like the House of Dragons premiere with the championship. You know, I got to be.
And you got the belt, so you also are like the face of the company.
Yeah, right? I gotta get in like a day or two earlier, to like do these interviews, come in with speak with guys like yourself, and like wave the flag, promote. You know, then my kids live out of state, so I got to stop in, see my kids, have time with my girls. They're in high school, middle school right now.
Right.
So like get that time, then back on the road because like the turnover time is like. So once a week. I'm like, yeah, but the time frame, you still got to travel. So like,
it's not like you just snap your fingers and be somewhere.
No, sometimes I got to be on Collision too.
Yeah,
and like, oh, we couldn't do that. We couldn't fit this on the show. Throw it on Collision on Saturday. So I'll see you on Saturday. So back out around, you know. So like, it's a lot. And the higher you go, the more responsibility.
I feel like the higher you go, the more. I mean, outside of like the guys who are quote unquote part timers, but like the guys who are on TV every week, you're like, shit, man. Like then the house shows.
Yeah, because like I can't afford that, and I can't afford to have a sick day. I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling good. I'm just gonna stay home. Like I can't take those sick days. I got to be out there. I got to like remedy and figure it out. You know, and on the entry level of it. It's like you got to do that and then train, and then do that and then train, and then
eat, and then remember you got to eat okay on the road.
Eat like, and then eating good on the road is expensive. Like cheap food is
the best because if it's late, we get back to the hotel.
It's late. Try finding like salmon at 12 1 in the morning.
Good luck.
Yeah, broccoli and rice. You better pack it, you know. So
Right.
like it's like you got to, and then finding time to work out, like because
You got to work out.
People going to call you a slob if you look on TV, and then he's slacking off. He doesn't want it as bad. You know, you don't want to show those things.
How many days a week do you go to the gym?
4 to 5.
4 to 5, yeah.
Yeah, and they're not like small. They like 2.5 hour workouts and stuff. So that's when I'm home. Right. But like on the road, it's like I shorten it because like my time is limited. So it's like hour
hotel
and a half.
gym.
Yeah, hotel gym, or you try to find a gym if you have the time. If like because finding a gym, you gotta wake up earlier to travel to a good gym.
Right.
You know, and also like unless you got hookups at those gyms and stuff like that, you know somebody, you get a discount. If not, you're paying $30 out of pocket to work out at these gyms. Once again, entry level.
Right.
So $30 and then food, and then buying your hotels, sometimes rental, then checking bags.
That was a lot.
Like it's small, but it adds up week by week. You know.